Hi and welcome to UC Partner Summit 2022. This year's event theme is Powering Partners, and in this panel session we're going to be discussing riding the Teams, Zoom and Webex Wave. So in this video I'm speaking to Scott Rixon from Evolve IP and Jasper Matters from AudioCodes. Welcome everybody.
Hey everyone.
Hi Rob.
Good to see you both and thanks for joining me. Just before we jump into the session, how about we just do a quick round of introductions? And Scott, would you like to go first?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Scott Rixon, Technical Account Director for Evolve IP. I'm responsible for looking after our pre-sales technical teams both in the UK and our office in Rotterdam. So I cover the European regions, just focused on our product offerings and looking after our channel partners from a technical perspective.
Thanks, a very warm welcome. Jasper.
Hi everyone, my name is Jasper. I'm the Regional Sales Director at AudioCodes for the Benelux and Scandinavia region. Also based out of the city of Rotterdam, just like Evolve IP. So I look after all things sales and marketing in that part of the world for AudioCodes.
Fantastic, great. Thanks for joining me. So by way of an introduction to today's discussion, I suppose the numbers speak for themselves. I mean, big tech brands are leading the charge with their formidable UC offerings of late. So in this session, I'm keen to discuss the partner threats, the opportunities that exist in today's landscape, plus how partners can build customer value by working alongside vendors like Microsoft, Zoom, and Cisco. So I suppose to kick things off today, Scott, it appears we're on a Teams, Zoom, Webex Wave. So what opportunities are there right now for channel partners and what is challenging them the most?
I think, for me and for us at Evolve, most of the challenges are similar to what they've always been. It's sort of understanding the customer requirements and then working out what the best technology is to apply to them. At Evolve IP, we do have a Teams offering and a Webex offering. And with 2018, I think it was when Cisco bought BroadSoft, there was a big question, what does that landscape look like? And with Webex now coming along, we launched Webex 12 months ago now in the UK, moving our customers over to Webex. The advantages with Webex for our customers are huge, but certainly having that balance, understanding what's best for the client, understanding why Microsoft Teams might be better, understanding why Webex might be better, and just being that trusted advisor and that consultant to really kind of help people through this, you say wave, but this road that everybody's on, because it's going to be harder and harder for the proprietaries to survive, as they are going to have to sort of fight more with the big powerhouses. But when you're able to complement those applications and those big organizations, then you're just going to get a benefit from it.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And I mean, your attitude at Evolve IP is to work with rather than work against, isn't it? But that certainly is the way forward for a lot of partners with these big brands.
Yes, and obviously then being able to help our customers or our partners, we're a channel business primarily, and help them understand what they can do in those benefits, because particularly around the Webex piece, we'll probably go into some more detail, but I'm a big advocate of Cisco Webex. And for our partners to be able to sell Cisco Webex, to leverage Cisco Webex, as you say, the numbers speak for themselves. I've got a figure down here that's 650 million Webex calls being made, which is just, it's a crazy figure. And most of the Cisco Webex figures are higher than Microsoft Teams, even though probably the desktop land grab is higher. The actual PSTN switch on and people actually using it for more than just a bit of calling and a couple of meetings. I think you'll find the big enterprise players are still in Webex. There's big numbers there, and you can get into a conversation about carrier grade versus enterprise grade, and why you want to be talking about Webex over Microsoft Teams in certain sort of scenarios.
Yeah, absolutely. Jasper, what's it look like from your perspective?
I think on a number of items, Scott is hitting the nail on the head, specifically being of value to your customers. What we as a vendor are looking for is partners who are really owning that and a trusted advisor relationship with end customers in territory. This is something that we as a vendor, nor I can assure you Microsoft or Cisco or Zoom will ever be able to do. So this is definitely a hugely important thing that we are looking for in a partner. And another important item indeed is moving on with the business and finding value to add on top of those names that we may have mentioned a few times too many. Now there's a lot of value to add on top that those players are not offering, either in terms of technology, things like security, compliance, recording, adding chatbots to call environments. There's plenty of space for innovation and value add on top of these applications, and you should be looking for those. And those are the challenges. In terms of threats, the major threat is doing nothing and being stagnant and not moving along with the business. The pace of innovation and the pace of market development is only doing one thing, and it's accelerating. If you are sticking to your guns and things you're not sure about, you're moving too slow. You need to be very sure about what you of where you're going. Choose wisely and move along with the market. In a nutshell, those are some threats and challenges I think most partners are looking at right today.
No, thanks for that. It's a very different landscape to what it was 10 years ago. I mean, these big brands, certainly Microsoft, Zoom and Webex, are now big tech brands, aren't they? I mean, Microsoft certainly has been, and Cisco for a long while, but, they are, however, very, very partner-friendly businesses as well at the same time, which is kind of slightly different. So I suppose a lot of them also e-commerce, don't they? They sell direct. So I suppose that's the obvious threat. But Scott, I mean, from your perspective, should channel partners, be threatened by these big brands? Is that just a big myth, really, that they're going to come in and take all your business? Or, what's your position on that?
I think, as Jasper said, if you sit still and sit back and don't do anything, then yes. But then isn't that true of any business at any time if you're not innovating? Because Microsoft particularly seem more keen on land grab. There's certainly the MSP model. They can directly bill your customers. It's quite easy to buy PSTN minutes off the page. So Microsoft definitely, I think, are being a little bit more aggressive. I'm hearing a little bit more pushback from clients and customers and businesses around the Teams piece because of the new pricing that seems to be coming in, that people are now having to sign up for 12 months, so longer periods, commitments, committed numbers of users and seats, etc. But there's plenty to play against that. And Microsoft Teams, the calling roadmap still doesn't seem that mature from Microsoft. The Ignite sessions that they have, there's never much about calling. And the one thing I would say that when we're talking to our partners, we're talking to our customers, is Microsoft's got all the branding going on. Microsoft are pushing it, advertising it, but people kind of take a step back and say, well, do I need it? Do I want it? And there's a lot of market there for people that don't want to collaborate, aren't interested in collaborating, and don't want 100% license coverage with Microsoft Teams because they've got warehouses, they've got key workers out in the field, they've got mobility workers who they're not interested in buying an Office 365 license. So either you're looking at deploying a hybrid, which is a lot more complicated than deploying off the page, so you need somebody to trust to do that, or you're looking at deploying an alternative. And we still see a lot of people taking Webex in just its soft phone only. And I think the UK market, particularly in a lot of places, is not as mature as people like to think it is. And they talk about collaboration, and people's definition of collaboration is a video call. And that's a bit high tech for some people. So again, it's about having those conversations, understanding the demands of the business, so that, again, to Jasper's point, adding some value around chatbots or a CRM integration or an intelligent IVR, all those things that you can't add off the page that, I hate to say it, tend to get forgotten sometimes when people are just talking about numbers of seats, telephones, making them ring. Where's the conversation gone of the benefits we're going to bring? Let's not get bogged down in features. What's the benefit to the person's business? What did they do in the pandemic? Did they survive? Did they keep going? Right, well, now how do I make my business efficient again and get that efficiency back up and running in this post-pandemic world that we're creeping into? And how do I achieve that, and what's the best technology to do that with?
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head. I mean, this is all around cost adding value, isn't it? And you know, a lot of channel partners, value added resellers are, you know, their mission in life should be to add value. So I'm keen to explore a little bit around kind of how you're both adding value and helping your partners to build customer value. I mean, from your perspective, Jesper, what are you doing to kind of power your partners with more value this year?
There's a number of items. One of them, and definitely, is minutes. I can assure you that the market for telephony around Microsoft Teams, both in my territory and in the UK, is absolutely buoyant, both around connecting third-party trunking into Microsoft Teams and new methodologies around that subject. And frankly speaking, it's our operator business which is absolutely adding a lot of revenue to that to those activities. So this is a value add area for many of our partners. Another round of value that we're trying to add is trying to mobilize a new generation of partners around UC applications. What we are seeing is partners in adjacent markets, whether it be security, whether it be end user training, whether it be general networking, all getting into contact with customers, asking questions about UC solutions. Now, in the past, it was very difficult for these type of partners to mobilize and get involved here. You'd see constructions of partnerships of other companies they would collaborate with to solve this equation. So what we've been working on very hard at AudioCodes is to come up with solutions that are user-friendly enough for those types of companies to mobilize this at their customers, that they can actually take ownership of that part of the equation, the telephony part, the collaboration part, the meeting room part, making that part of their portfolio. So from that relationship with end customers, they can actually bring a solution forward. And it's solutions like AudioCodes Live Express that we've only recently just brought to market, that are really looking to get these players active in the market as a new generation of partners that can benefit from this buoyant piece of the market. And we have our hands full doing that at the moment.
I bet, yeah. I know that, certainly you're a key supplier to session border controllers, and you really are enabling voice everywhere right now. So I imagine you are very busy. Scott, from your perspective at Evolve IP, slightly different place. So what's top of mind for you right now in terms of enabling your partners with more value?
It's just continuing to support them and kind of working through I'm going to say the minefield of slightly where we are with some of the bits and pieces with Microsoft. I hear what Jas was saying about the minutes. Yes, absolutely. When you're in your business, why not? There's plenty of people that want to buy lines of minutes. Certainly where we're focused more is helping customers upgrade from maybe their legacy UC, moving on to these newer platforms and benefiting, pulling through and understanding and teaching them about Webex and Microsoft and how that they can play nicely with them, because we talk to a lot of companies who are partners who are providing voice. So they need to play nicely with the Microsoft partner as well, because there's a share of ownership there. There's a share of connectivity into the Microsoft Teams tenant. And it might be that, they have to talk to them. They have to work out, well, is that something that I want to configure and build on BroadWorks because I need to add some hybrid for, maybe some extra redundancy, extra resiliency outside the Teams tenant. We see a lot of people putting, key functions directly on BroadSoft, and then overlaying features into Microsoft Teams for the back of house so that if they do have a challenge with Microsoft Teams, they've got ways to get around it and just pick up a SIP phone and making sure those are still off net from Microsoft Teams. And then, of course, Webex is, it's a huge product, a really deep, complicated product. So, helping our partners through that and understanding how they might add some rootkit to that, how they might do some integration between Webex and Microsoft, because I certainly think Webex plays nicer into Microsoft than the other way around. But now they need to learn how to turn on SharePoint integration or add the plugin into Outlook or connect into the Office 365 calendar so that they're using their Webex and for their collaboration, their meetings. But that company probably still has a Microsoft Play, has some Office 365 that they need to connect. They've still got all their file systems in SharePoint. So how do I move that and connect that to Webex so that I can have those seamless collaboration experiences within either product, depending where they're going?
That's a great summary there, Scott. Thank you for that. And the opportunity seems huge right now. And the more people I speak to in the world of UC, these big brands are still very partner led. Although some of them, are having direct routes to market, they are very, very partner friendly, and they're happy to work with partners. So, as you say, Scott, Evolve IP as a service provider and vendor, you're very partner focused, and I know you're the same at AudioCodes. So I think this is representative of a very open market, and it is a huge opportunity out there right now. So I'd like to thank you both for your update today and your views on the marketplace. Thanks for speaking to me.
No,
you're welcome, Rob. Nice to be here.
Yeah, same. Thank you very much.
I'm afraid that's all we've got time for today. However, if you are interested in finding out more, don't forget to visit UC Partner Summit for more great sessions just like this one. So plus you can follow all the action on LinkedIn and Twitter using the Powering Partners hashtag. I'm Rob Scott from UC Today. Thanks for watching.